What is up, realists? Welcome to On The Real Fishing. Today feels like fall again today, in the 70s this morning. It's awesome. But today I'm gonna try to put on my teaching hat, and as we go along fishing today, kind of go across three different things that are pretty obvious to some. That's wrong. Potentially obvious to some, but maybe not to all. Ideas and things that you can do to help you cast further using your spinning rod. And I just did some things to mine, and I want to share those with you today as we go along. But ultimately, we're just out here to try to catch some fish, so hopefully we can. So hold on tight, let's go see if we can catch anything. All right, today we're running out here with the ACC crappie stick, and I got a burrow bug on a mule fishing jig. I believe it's a 1/16 ounce jig head. So one of the first things you'll want to know as far as how to cast a little further is to make sure you optimize your weight on your line. Having the right weight is very important. And oh my goodness, this water is a lot clearer than I expected. Having the right weight on your line will definitely help the lure pull the line off your spool. So, and ultimately, especially with the water being clear like this, being able to cast this thing further is going to give me my best chances of getting any kind of bites, because the fish are going to be able to see me potentially way before I see them. So little bitty guys are biting and stuff. I'm going to pick it up and just straighten that line out. Yeah, number one tip as far as how to cast further, things you might not have thought about, is make sure you have the optimal weight on yours. I've noticed a lot of times 16th ounce is just about right as far as a combination of having to go the right distance, oh my goodness, and being able to not go too hard, because if you have too heavy, it can be just as bad as having it too light, and a lot of reasons, and we'll go over that a little bit later when I get into the second thing that you can do to help cast further. All I'm trying to do right now is just drag this thing along the bottom, see if anything will pick it up. So I feel like I'm getting little bites, and I can feel the bottom of the creek bed. Like our first fish might end up being at the smallie hole as per normal lately. I'm gonna keep on going, see if we can catch anything between here and the smallie hole, but I'm not quite sure if we will or not. I think the second ledge is the key here. Trying to stay out of the trees, but yet cast all the way over there. There we go. We got our first fish. First fish over there. Oh, no, let go. I know I didn't have a good hook set. Oof. Oh, wow. It's a really problematic cast. Oh, come on. I don't want to have to go over there. That's where the fish are. Thank you. Little nibbles. Little nibbles don't get a catch though. Does mean there might be some bigger fish around though. Fish? I don't think so. Maybe it's just still running. Oh yeah, we got our first fish. Maybe. We'll see if we can get it in. Oh yeah, there we go. Awesome. First fish on the burrow bug. Not the burrow bug, the what you call it? Bluegrass bug. He decided he wanted that good. So, alright. It's so easy to get out sometimes with pliers. Really hard to get out with your fingies sometimes, but there we go. First fish this morning. Just over there right in the little nook, but we got our first fish. Thanks for biting, buddy. Good time as any to talk about tip number 2, But a lot of it has to do with how much line you have here on your spool. Making sure you have the optimal amount of line, not too much, not too little. Put too much on there, it tends to unravel. Put just right, it will let it go, because what's going to happen is you're going to have it rub up against this little edge, and the harder it has to rub up against that, the less distance it's going to travel. That's another reason why having a heavy jig, too heavy of a jig head on there is a problem, because you can come into the situation where that line's going to be pulling tighter up against that little top edge there, and it would cause it to slow down. Now, a lot of times you're not really going to notice, because most of the time you're only going to be wanting to cast so far anyways. But that's just the second tip, making sure you got a full spool. New stuff, I just had to re-spool all these guys because they were all getting super thin. So got ourselves reloaded back up last night, and obviously the only problem with putting new spools on though, or new new line, is that you have to learn your cast again. All right, got a slippery spot right here. But hang on, we'll go over to tip number 3 here in just a little bit. Hopefully we'll catch another fish or two between then and there. Smalley hole, don't let me down. First cast here, slack water the Smalley hole. Bites. Oh, something was on it. Little guy, probably a little rock bass, more than likely. Okay, throw it in the flow here, see what happens. Good snag. Oh, nice. Saw him come out of the rocks. He got it. He got it. I was reeling it up over the rocks. Goodness, this is a nice dark smallmouth compared to that last one. Beautiful little fish. Beautiful little fishy. All right, here we go. Nice dark smallie. Means he's been up shallow. Getting him some yummy foods. Yeah, we still have a low sun. This is great. Thanks for luck, buddy. First fish out of the Smalley hole. Nice. That little guy was tucked in the rocks there. Way over yonder in the grass. Oh, there we go. Double set there. Not too bad of a little fishy. Probably about the same size as that one we've been catching. Yeah, there we go. What we got? Oh yeah, rock bass like to live right there. There we go. We got our first rock bass using the bluegrass bug. Alright. There we go. First little rock bass there. Beautiful fish. Having the sun to backlight me is really cool. And it's not too hot. Thanks for that, buddy. Oh, this is so good. It's the best time of year to go fishing right here. Right as fall is setting in. That was a little shallow or shy of where I wanted to go. But there we go. What was that? Was that fish number 3? I can't remember. 1, 2, 3. Maybe it was. Maybe it was fish number 3 already. Very cool. A little dry spell coming down that stretch, but there we go. Made up for it here. I reeled this in really slow, or nice and slow. It does like a little shimmy, little wiggle waggle butt. There we go. We set the hook on that one. I saw it turn. Another rock bass looks like. Awesome. There we go. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Rock bass, I feel, tend to like these kind of baits a lot more. I talk about it all the time. When you have like a bug style bait, rock bass tend to go after a lot more than the smallies do. But there we go. I still want that big bite over there, wherever it went. It's been a while since we had a good day here at the Smalley hole. Glad to see him finally back in here. We're going to give all my tips away too soon, but next little tip you can use to help you cast further. Once you get your optimized weight on your jigs or lures you're using. And make sure you have your spool full. Make sure you also leave a little bit of space there between your lure and the tip of your rod. It's usually about 1.5 foot, something like that. Whatever you feel works the best for you. But that'll allow you to get a good, well, I just threw that in the things over there. Ah, throw it in the grass. But that'll allow you to get a good enough load on your cast to help it go further. And of course, you're being silly. I gotta get this out of the weeds now. But like I was saying, now that we're free, help you get a good load on your cast. Allows that rod to bend and get a good flick out of it. So, interesting situation here. Trying to analyze the situation. Is the sun is putting the shade over here and not over here where I'm used to it being. If we could get a cloud to come over here for us, it'd be awesome. But maybe that point over there where the grass is might have somebody over there sitting on it. Also too, the water's not coming in at the same rate, so being able to find where that seam is a little different. There we go, little bitty guy. A little bitty one had a hold of it. I was sitting there watching him, couldn't tell if he actually had it in his mouth or not. But yeah, there we go. Another fish there, a little bitty one. The bluegrass bug seems to be doing all right today. Now somebody thinks it might end up being a strange cutoff there because the airplane was like right over my head when I stopped the recording. So apologize for that weirdness. Try and take a good cast from way back here. See if there's anything up in the current. Good. But I don't like this going to be up in that tree line. There we go. Took some time to be patient there. Wait for it to move and grab it good. Got a nice little shot there. Also another little smallmouth today. All these fishies are just little small guys so far. We'll hit a big one eventually. Maybe today, maybe not. But thanks for biting, buddy. Fish on? I think I have a fish on. I don't know though. There we go. That's how you find out if you have a fish on. Just set the hook. Alright, yes. What do we get? What do we get? Uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, didn't close the bail. Where'd he go? Okay, there we go. Alrighty, there you go. Another fishy fish. Sweet. Oh, alright, we're going to let him go quick. But let's see if we can't show him off before we let him go. Also, another fishy in the bucket. Well, got one more. Should have set the hook sooner on that guy. But they were coming right at me and I couldn't tell what was going on. Alright, before we get rolling with the next lure here, I wanted to run down the tips real quick. I know they may not be the best tips in the world, but somebody might not have known them, so don't be mean. But first off, your weight of your lure matters as far as how far you can throw. Obviously you can throw a heavier lure on there and chuck it really, really far, but you're looking for not only distance but accuracy. So finding that right balance between the two is super important on the heaviness and the weight of your lure or your jigs. Also, next one, make sure you have a nice full spool of line on your fishing rod and on your reel. Make sure it doesn't have any friction that would cause it to be slowed down when you cast. And of course, third, give yourself a little bit of space between the tip and the lure to give you a little bit better load on your cast. And obviously there might be a few more on the way back as I think about them, as things that I try to tell myself when I'm trying to cast further and more accurate. More accurate is probably the better term for this, but we're just trying to cast it out there. The further you can get it from you in the creek like this when it's clear, usually it's the better. So, but let's get back out here. Let's use the donkey tail, try to catch some more fish. Switched over to the donkey tail here. It's just their version of a swim bait, using the same jig head we were with the bluegrass bug. But we're going to cast around again, work our way back. Might not be as in depth as we did on the way down, but as we go back upstream, we might just do some casting and showing off the catches as the day has gone on. So we've gotten further in the day, so bites seem to have slowed down a little bit, but as always, hopefully we can catch some more on the way back. That's not where I was wanting to cast, but maybe. There we go. We got our first one. Oh my goodness. Not what I was expecting for a first catch on the donkey tail, but it's our first catch nonetheless. So we'll take it, show it off, and let it go. Fastest show off ever. Another little thing that just came to mind as I was casting this guy around. Another thing to make sure you think about is the weight of your soft plastics. Because even between the bluegrass bug and this donkey tail, there's a good bit difference in what in the world? Little guy's right here. Just came and got it. I wonder if I can convince him to hit it again just right here. There's like two of them. Let's see. But even the two, the difference between the two there is enough that it caused the thing. There's two little like largies right here that are just hyper aggressive. They're not running away. Can't convince them to bite again though. They're too smart. They got too smart for me. But back to what I was saying. Sorry. It's affecting the difference in how this thing casts. So very funny. See a little bass sitting there, not even moving. You're right next to him. Right away, right as soon as it hit the water. There we go. I got a hook set, a terrible hook set, but right as it hit the water, we got another one there. There we go. That's what I'm saying. That's what was going after it a minute ago, super fast. These guys must like going after stuff, like fishes that are moving. But a little bit largemouth. Don't have the sun behind me anymore. But thank you for biting, buddy. Not in there, not in there. Goodness. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get him. Don't think I'm gonna be able to get him. Man, I wonder if he was in there when we were casting the first time. Probably was. There we go. First fish from over in the corner there. Look at there. These guys are fired up right now. Look at this. Another one of the long ear trying to eat this thing. That's crazy. This is a bait for bass, fella. Not for little long ears. But beautiful little blue face there. Thanks for biting, buddy. All right. There we go. There we go. That's a jumpy fish. There we go. There we go. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. All right. Nice. Best size smallie of the day. I know he's not large, but he will make it work. I'm loose. Nope, 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 nope. Showing you off. Showing you off. Nope, you're the biggest of the day. You gotta get thrown off. There we go. Another fish on the day. Got that one on the Donkey Tail Junior. Awesome. Thank you, buddy. Meow. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You got it. Oh, silly fish. Come on now. You got it. You got this. I believe in you. I believe in you. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. There you go. Love the smallie hole. Oh, way up in there, way up in the current. Just waiting for something to come down. That's wild. What we got? Another little smallmouth. Up in that current up there. Alright. Little bitty guy there. Beautiful! Quick release. Let's see if I can go 2 for 2 in the current. Yep, there he is. Got another little bitty guy. 2 for 2. They're up there. I see little bitty ones swimming all over the place in here too. Like if I had an ultralight rod, I could be yanking them out of that. But there we go, little bitty one. Itty bitty smallie. Thanks for biting, buddy. All right, 3 for 3. I doubt it. This is the rarity. All right, realists, we're gonna wrap it up today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today. You know, I'm still new myself, I would say. I wouldn't put myself in the experienced category quite yet, but I've been out here for a little bit. I wanted to share a little bit of the tips that I've learned as far as using the spinning reel. I prefer those, especially when you're fishing creeks. But like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. And whoa, that's slippery. Last little tip I've got is just practice. That's going to be the best thing. You know, whenever I started doing this little YouTube journey, I was able to get out almost every day and cast around, learn my rod and reel. And that's the thing too, get used to your rod and reel. Those are going to be, once you learn how you cast and how much force and what size, all that stuff, you'll just get used to it. Now the hard part is adjusting between lures. That takes some adjustment, but as always, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm just rambling at this point. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you like and subscribe if you would. Help the channel grow. Make this something that I can retire into. But you never know. You know, you just keep praying. You just keep fishing. Hope you guys have a good day, good night, good morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. Hopefully it's awesome. Hopefully you guys get a chance to get on the reel real soon.